Hello, and welcome to this Chapter Services resource video. My name is Tyler Havens, and I serve as the Associate Director of Chapter Services at the Central Office in Oxford, Ohio. In this video, we will be exploring things to consider when developing your operating budget and financial plan for the term and year. The most important element to this endeavor is understanding the plans of your members. How do they plan to participate in chapter activities? Will they participate in person, socially distanced, or remotely, or some hybrid format? Are they taking a leave of absence from classes this term for whatever reason? Knowing these pieces will help you complete the membership status update in the members module on the hub. Having your roster accurate will determine how many members your chapter is invoiced for on the 10th day of your term. Also, knowing how members are participating will be important in determining if the chapter should consider a tiered dues structure for the term. If all members are participating in person or virtually, it may not make sense to have different levels for members. If there are a variety of ways your members are participating, it may be something to be considered. That doesn't mean the chapter has to have individual dues plans for each member. That would be too difficult to track. But the different levels of dues based on participation of meetings and events may make sense. A chapter hosting a number of events socially distanced in person may want to consider lowering your chapter's local dues for those that are participating remotely, as they will not have the same opportunities to engage in the socially distanced programming. Collecting dues may be more of a challenge for those chapters that typically receive cash or check from their members in person. Chapters looking for a secure avenue for collecting dues should consider utilizing the Member Planet platform. Member Planet is an online tool with functionality for a number of basic chapter operations, including money collection. Delta Sigma Pi has partnered with Member Planet to offer these tools at no additional cost. Chapters interested in using this or any of the tools MP has to offer should visit dsp.org/memberplanet, no space. Please know, for chapters utilizing the money collection tool, it does take some time to have your banking information verified, so consider starting that process as soon as possible. As we move into the new academic year, our current reality has also provided us with opportunities to evaluate our true needs versus our wants. Chapters that host large-scale events during a fall term, such as formals, professional trips, or large philanthropic or fundraising events, will have to adjust their planning process. Your local communities and campus safety protocols will require those program models to be updated. This will also provide an opportunity to review expenditures for those and other events. Perhaps costs for those things may not need to be included in this year's local dues collection, or, so not to be completely out of practice, a reduced dues for some expenses and reallocate for this year. A great example of reallocation may be to temporarily invest in some of the premium options offered by the meeting software your chapter is utilizing. Speaking of fundraising, there are still a number of fundraisers chapters can engage in. Many of them are what you're already doing, just with a virtual twist. Many chapters utilize profit shares with local restaurants throughout the year for some smaller fundraisers. You may still be able to utilize those. Local restaurants still need patrons, and people still need to eat. Some companies do online profit shares for goods as well. With more people shopping online than ever before, this may also be an easy moneymaker for your chapter. Additionally, many of your current fundraisers can be transitioned to a virtual format. Trivia nights, bingo sessions, and other individual and team games can still be hosted virtually. Chapters can charge a registration fee for individuals or teams to participate and host the event on whatever channel is most appropriate. Chapters who have hosted athletic events such as 5Ks can also transition to virtual races. Utilize your campus, chapter, and Delta Sig contacts. Chapters can consider hosting a festival of ideas with different panelists. Chapters could potentially charge a small fee to speakers who have an appropriate and beneficial message to share with others. Also charge individuals a fee to have access to viewing the presentations. The Chapter Leadership Fund, or CLF, is also a way for your chapter to fundraise. The CLF is a tax-deductible opportunity for family, friends, and alumni to donate directly to your chapter through the Delta Sigma Pi Leadership Foundation. Monies from the chapter's CLF can be used towards expenses for national events. Individuals can donate to your chapter CLF by visiting dsp.org and clicking the Donate button. When donors have reached the donation page, they will want to click the radio button that says Designate My Gift for Special Interests, then use the drop-down boxes below to designate it for Chapter Leadership Fund, and then your chapter's name. Building up your chapter leadership fund will free up additional funds to be allocated into different areas that aren't covering the cost for national events. Remember, CLF dollars are reimbursable dollars, so you will have to pay them out in advance and be reimbursed after filling out the CLF grant request form in the hub. Last but certainly not least, corporate sponsorships may still be available to your chapter from local businesses or branches of larger companies. Leave no stone unturned. Identify local businesses and/or branches in your campus community that may make sense to approach. Local insurance agents, banks, real estate or property management companies, or businesses that students from your campus frequent. Once you have identified some of those opportunities, learn about the business. Make sure that their mission, vision, and purpose align with that of your chapter and the fraternity. If they do, now it's the time to start developing your pitch. What little or no cost opportunities does your chapter have to offer that business? Logos on a web page, social media shoutouts, advertising space on a virtual background, time before a chapter meeting or event to share information about the company, access resumes of your members, or allowing them the opportunity to be a presenter for a professional event. All of these are low-cost options to offer local businesses. Understand what those options are worth to your chapter monetarily. Then, when you're ready to pitch the business not only what you have to offer, but also how the business aligns with the chapter and fraternity's philosophies and why it would be a good partnership. Obtaining corporate sponsors is all about building a relationship. Don't forget to review all of the resources on dsp.org for additional ideas. There are resources for each nationally recognized officer, as well as information for chapters operating in a hybrid or virtual format right on our COVID-19 resource page. As we all continue to evaluate the next normal, it is important to recognize many of our regular and appropriate practices can continue. They may just look a little different. We don't necessarily need to think fully outside the box. We may just need to expand it a little. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or are seeking suggestions or additional resources, please feel free to reach out to us via email at hub@dsp.org.